Host Jamil Damji, and I got the one and only Benson with me today. What's up, dog?
What's going on? How are you? I miss you. It's been so long.
It has, man. It has. It's been I mean, we just hung out a couple weeks ago.
That
Was
is
it 2
right.
weeks or a week ago?
It was a week ago.
Wow, life goes so fast.
You're
That was
on to
so.
the
It
next
was so
thing.
fun though. It was what a cool week we got to spend together. Benson was out here for Owners Club in Scottsdale, Arizona. We had a great time hanging out. But you guys know what we're here to do today. We're here to comp, and you know what we use when we're comping, family. We use the best software in all of real estate investing, Privy. And we got to just give it up for Benson, because without Benson, none of us would have even known what Privy is. Dude, you have changed thousands of people's lives by creating and being a part of this incredible software that allows us to comp houses, to find out mortgage information, to be able to do agent outreach and make good offers and use the algorithm to identify well-priced homes. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on of things that you can do with Privy, from finding buyers to comping houses, man. How did you guys think about making Privy? Was it like, hey, we got to create something that's just going to put everybody out of business? Like, what was your guys's thought process?
Honestly, Jamil, we never intended on selling Privy as a product. That was never the plan. The plan was to create a product that we could use in our own business for our own clients to automate the process of tracking markets, finding deals, comping, like all the manual stuff that bogged us down and created a ceiling for us for how effective we could be at a certain level. We wanted to bust through that ceiling. And even being licensed with the MLS and having experience, we still had many limitations that were holding us back. And once we created Privy, people started to get wind of it. And they're like, oh, we want this too. And we're like, wait. That's our competitive advantage here. Like, we just don't want to give this away. And so that's when the wheels started going, right? Okay, well, maybe we could sell it, right? And there's financial compensation for that. And we're willing to go that direction instead of just holding it, against the vest as just our competitive advantage.
That's really smart. So you solved a problem in the industry for yourselves, right? You knew exactly what was you had a hard time doing. You created a solution for that, and then other people were like, "Well, are you going to share this with us?" And so then you guys turned it into a SaaS product, which, again, man, I mean, no wonder it's so good, because you guys were literally using it to solve your own issues, right? And so when you have a product that was developed by people who actually do the business, you are going to do a good job. And again, this isn't to disparage any of the other software providers, but what I can say is that it's rare for a software company to actually be owned or managed by people who are actually in the business and not just software people, right? Usually you just get software people thinking they've got a solution, right? They're disconnected from the industry, they're disconnected from the problem, and they're asking more questions. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? They're just asking questions and then making new iterations and doing that. But what you guys did was actually solve the issue. So that's awesome. No wonder it's so damn good. Guys, we're going to be using Privy here in just a moment to comp our houses. But before we do that, I just want to quickly go over the appraisal rules. These are the rules that we use to comp houses. Now, why we use appraisal rules when we're comping? Well, when you sell your wholesale deal to a fix and flipper, they are going to sell it on the retail market. And when it sells in the retail market, that home is going to be subject to an appraisal. And so to get an ARV, you want to think and move the same way as an appraiser would. Your buyers will love you for this. When you get the ARVs right and you don't send out a deal with a wonky ARV and people can actually trust the numbers that you give them, you become the next level of wholesaler in that buyer's mind. And that's a part of how I became successful at this as well. So guys, just keep that in mind. Now, when you are comping two houses, we want to make sure that we're comparing like for like, right? So apples to apples. but it's not just the same apple. It's apples grown on the same tree from the same orchard in the same conditions in the same season by the same farmer using the same fertilizer. You hear what I'm saying, guys? It's got to be the same. The more similar we are, the more accurate we are. And so every time we lose some of that similarity, our number becomes less accurate. So we try to use comps that are no older than 180 days. We also, if we have to go back to 2022, we need to make market adjustments for how the market has shifted since then. But I would just say that if you can't find a comp from 23 or 24 and you have to go back to 2022 because there's nothing else available there, I would say you're probably barking up the wrong tree. You should look at a different house, because if there's no sales, that means there's no investment activity, which means you're going to have a hard time selling that deal. So I would just suggest you move on. Now, we want to compare houses in the same subdivision, right? How do you know that you're comparing houses in the same subdivision? Well, you don't cross any major roads. If you don't cross any major roads and you stay within a quarter mile of where you are, you're very likely going to be in the same subdivision. Also, we don't compare houses that are more than plus or minus 250 square feet of each other in size. So if you got a 1,000 square foot house, you can use a comp that's as small as 750 and as large as 1,250, but you can't really go on beyond that, because that's when the numbers start to skew. We also only compare houses that are the same property type. So a single-story ranch to a single-story ranch, a mid-century modern to a mid-century modern, a two-story to a two-story. So we have to keep those things similar. So pay attention to the elevation of your house. That's really important. Also, when you are comparing two houses, we want to use comps that are within the same build generation. So plus or minus 10 years of construction is the max that you can go. And then lastly, if you have a basement or a guest house, you are only typically going to get 50% of the square footage value for the basement or the guest house. Now, last thing here on adjustments, sometimes you're not going to have things line right up, right? Your house might be a 3-2, but the comp is a 4-2, and so on. And so when you have to make those adjustments, just keep in mind that a bedroom is worth plus or minus 10 to 25K. A bathroom is worth plus or minus 10 to 25K. A pool is worth plus or minus 10 to 25K. A garage is worth plus or minus 10 to 25K. And a carport is worth plus or minus 5 to 10K. And then traffic and commercial. If you are siding, backing, or fronting any traffic, if you're siding traffic, you'll take off 10 grand. Backing traffic, you'll take off 10 to 15 grand. And fronting traffic, you'll take off 20. And if you are siding or backing or fronting traffic and your price point is over 500K, those will switch to percent. So siding, you'll take off 10%, backing, you'll take off 15%, and fronting, you'll take 20% off. You're going to see us use all of these rules as we're comping, and you can follow along with us. And we're just going to be using the best real estate software in the world, Privy. Use code COMPIN, COMPIN, for 20% discount on the monthly, or if you're smart, 30% off the annual.
Yeah, that brings it down below $1,000.
It's such a great value. And for those of you that have your own LLCs and you're actually expensing things that you're using in your business as tax write-offs, this software is 100% write-off, because it's an actual tool that you need for your business. So remember that when it comes tax time. You know, Tommy, or is it Tammy or Tommy? Tammy in this chat said, wow, only 10K adjustment for a pool. Yeah, and sometimes it's 10K, Tammy, and the most that an appraiser will give you is 25. So if you've got, like, for instance, if you come to my house and you saw my backyard, I got a resort in my backyard, but an appraiser would only give me up to $25,000 in value for it. Even though it probably costs 150 grand to create, it's only got $25,000 in value. It's really nutty. And keep in mind, these values for the adjustments, they're not reflective of what it actually costs to build a garage, right? A garage costs like $40,000 or more to build, right? They're expensive. They're not cheap to build, but an appraiser is only going to give you so much value for it. So it's just how it works.
Jamil, in Denver, in the Colorado market, they'll take away value if you got a pool.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of the weather.
Because of the weather. It is, for people who do pools, is very selective. Like a specific kind of family wants a pool. Most people out here don't want pools. So if there's a pool, they're thinking, man, I got to fill that thing in.
Dang. Wow. See, guys, it's so interesting and important to understand also the nuance of the specific neighborhoods and cities that you're working in, because as you just heard, Colorado, a pool is actually a detriment. That is crazy. All right. Well, let's start pulling up some addresses. Benson, if you don't mind, addresses will be posted in the chat. And if you just read them to me, I'll start bringing them off. But let's see here.
Let's start at the top here. We had some early on. We had some people here who that obviously this wasn't their first rodeo, and they came with some properties ready to go. So we got 2713 Hanger Avenue, Hanger, and that's in Fort Worth.
2713 Hanger Ave. All right. Okay, we got a 3-bed, 1-bath, single-story house built in 1948. It's 900 square feet on a 7,000 square foot lot. Let's take a look at the comparables. Going to just make some adjustments to our settings here. So Privy will populate all of the stuff that it's got. There we go. Is there a way, Benson, that I can make that stick so I don't have to do it every time, or is it just something I got to do every time?
It's an every time thing, because we start off with the idea that we're trying to streamline this process. So, it typically will start off with just the most relevant comps. And then if you want to open it up, you can. But it's better to use the ones that are really in that tight criteria box to start. And then, you can massage the data if you need to. Got it.
All right, guys. So here, pretty straightforward. We've got a 3-bed, 1-bath, 747 sale at 199.5 on Quinn Street. And then if you look over here, there's a 210 that's 1,247 square feet. So this tells us that we're above 199 and we're below 210. So that gets us right to 205. So your ARV is 205 on that one. I don't have my calculator, so I can't do the buy prices on this. Dang it.
I got a calc. Go ahead and let me know.
Okay. Do you mind? Thank you. Bobby's just going to grab my phone for me.
Got it.
Or thanks. All right. So if 205 is the ARV, we're in Dallas. You need to be at about 65% there. So I'd be offering 130 on this one. 130.
Got it. Okay. Very cool. Did you happen to notice if those comps were renovated or not? Like, does that play a factor? What if you have unrenovated comparables?
Yeah, so you could see on that one, I'm really fast at noticing the exterior. When the exteriors have updates like paint, and then I know that they've been renovated fully inside. So I'm very quick to see that stuff. But yeah, those were renovated. But sometimes you have as is sales, and if there's thank you, brother. And if there's no renovated comps, it is what it is. You got to use what's there.
Right. And this is why I think it's important to try, choose these high investor activity areas, because that increases the chances that you're going to have those renovated comps, which can give you a better understanding of what the real ARV is of a property, and not have to base it off of unrenovated properties, which squashes the opportunity.
Yep. I agree.
Cool. All right, I got another one for you here. 6409 Stone River Road, 3 words. And that's in Bradenton, Florida.
6409.
Can I hop in? Let's do this one. This is the first person that submitted today. I just want to make sure we hit that one.
Cool.
Okay. What's the address?
1930 West Missouri Avenue.
Is that here in Phoenix?
Mm-hmm. How do you know that?
Well, I have a house right on Missouri. 1930 West Missouri, 1298 square feet, 3-bed, 2-bath, single story, 1954 build. I can already tell you this thing's going to have an ARV of 430. But 10 days on market. Let's take a look.
So do you look at the ones that are closest first, right? So whatever's the
I do.
closest distance-wise is going to be the ones that are most relevant.
Correct. And we got a 440 1668, so it's a little larger. Let's see what else we got. The 425 right down here. It's also a little larger. So we want something around our size. So somewhere 1500 at the max on size. It's also large. Here we go. You got a 400 at 1300 square feet. And this is recent. Let's look inside and see how it has been. So yeah, it's got an upgrade. It's been renovated. So yeah, 400. I was a little high on mine. So 400 is the ARV. I would say you want to offer about 275 on that one. 275.
You're going at 60% or 65?
I'm 65 to 68 here in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Right on. That is super fast. So that one's an on-market deal. It's been sitting for 10 days. So they're obviously they're priced high, even for like a retail buyer.
Yep. Yep. I agree.
Oh.
I think that one's actually not too bad. So I would go in. I'd probably start at like 260 on that one if I was you, and then see where you get. But it's a good area.
Yeah, there's
All right.
obviously there's activity there. There's sales activity. There's people flipping over there. So
yeah, and it's right by the college too. There's a what is that called? Which college is that? Grand Canyon University is right there.
Yeah.
Yep. On we go.
Cool. The next one's from John McFarland.
What's up, Johnny?
6409 Stone River Road in Bradenton, Florida.
All right, 6409 Stone River Road, Bradenton, Florida. 3-bed, 3-bath, single story with a 2-car garage. Been on the market 42 days, built in 1990. Looking inside here, just real quick, we see dated for sure. It's got some nice laminate flooring in there, but it could use a cosmetic remodel. Let's dial in to the comps. Okay, you've got an 1,800 square footer here that sold at $575. Let's check this 587 out. Little larger. Let's check the 645 though. Ooh. Here, I think this is our friend right here.
Yeah, it's right in the sweet spot.
3.2, 2119 square feet. Lines up on square footage, lines up on year build, lines up on the lot's a little bigger. It's not backing the water or anything like that. What is this little pond that's here though? Let's make sure that could increase its value a little bit. I need to see what we can see from the back here.
Ooh. Little that's right there.
Yeah, so it does back the pond. I'd probably adjust down to 600 then because of that pond. I would take about 40 grand off for the pond. Let's see if there's anything else that we could use just to be certain.
Yeah. What's that one on Seven Pines? Just to the right of the one on Braden. It was 710. Did you see that one?
No. Where's the 710?
Right there. It's just below.
That's too far.
Is that too far?
That would be too far, yeah.
Okay.
And it's on a golf course.
Mm.
Yeah, I would not use that one. But I think we're good here. And see, you've got 610 on a 2292. Let's look inside this one to just see the condition. Not a ton of pictures, but it does have updates. So that's a remodeled kitchen. Now, does our subject have a pool? That's one thing we didn't see, and these comps do. So we need to adjust for that. We do not have a pool. So
Mm.
without a pool, I think you're at 600. So 600 is your ARV. We're in Bradenton, Florida. I'd say you probably need to be at 60% of that. So they're asking 445. I'd be offering them 360. 360.
And it's 42 days on market. So they've got to know that they're priced too high.
Correct.
One thing you can check, Jamil, is the property history on that property to see if they've actually done price reductions at all. If it's been the same price for 42 days, then it may not even be worth writing an offer on.
Yeah, I mean, it's always just good to have a conversation with the agent and see where things are, right? Like for me, I try not to make any assumptions. I just want to see how the agent feels, what the plan is. And oftentimes if they haven't made any reductions, that's the seller. It's not really the agent that's driving the boat on that. So then I'll just ask, what's the strategy? If the seller doesn't seem to be budging, the market's not accepting the price for the condition, are you going to just keep it until it expires? Like, what's your plan? And you build enough rapport with an agent and they'll open up to you and tell you what the thing is. And that's when you can actually start to find alignment with them. And if you can give them a good justification on why your number is where it is, that's how we get these deals done.
Yep. Yeah, they'll just take that feedback back to the seller, right? Because that helps that agent
Yes,
to
sir.
sell that property, and they're gonna give all that feedback back. And if they hear that often enough, then it might convince the seller at some point to start doing some reductions, or just at least, think about a lower offer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, on we go. What's next?
Cool. Let's see what else we got here. All right. So 856 Huntington Drive.
Sorry, 856 what?
Hold on. Hey, I'm trying to keep them in order. This one's up next. 10112 Midway Street. Submitted by DeBrail at 1 p.m. If you scroll to the top, are you seeing the same stuff I am, Vincent?
I am. I was just kind of just looking.
Oh, I see. You were doing 856 Huntington. That's coming up.
Yeah, it's okay. We can start from the top.
Yeah.
So 10112 Midway Street. I'll just keep going in order, Bobby. Thanks.
10112 Midway
Street.
Okay.
Gibsonton.
All right. 10112 Midway Street, Gibsonton, Florida. 3-bed, 1-bath, single-story house, 1-car carport, 1526 square feet, 1959 build, 10,000 square foot lot. Not a lot here for photos, so probably tells us what's going on inside.
That one looks ripe, though.
It does. It does. Let's see what
smell it from here.
Adjustments give us. So I'm going to try to stay on this side of Gibsonton if I can. Let's check this 215 out. So we got a 1,700 square foot. This looks like a mobile home, though. Is that a mobile home? No.
It says single family.
It's SFR. Yeah, no photos though. So keep looking. Not a ton. So we got a 1988 build. That's not going to work for us. There's not a lot here. Sometimes we got to go and just check what Zillow's showing us just in case.
That property's in a really weird place. It's kind of in limbo land there.
Yeah.
Between, that major road and the water, and then the properties on the south side of Gibsonton just aren't similar enough.
All right, what do we find over here? All right. Here we go. It's a 245. It's significantly smaller than our subject. What's our subject's size again? 1526. All right. So we're above 245. Let's check this 330. Here we go. 330 at 1491. This one probably pushes us up to, I'd say, at least 350. Let's see if I can get any other confirmation. If not, we'll call it there. All right, 350 it is. So if 350 is the ARV and the house looks like it needs a lot, so I'd probably say you need to be at like 55% for that condition. So I'd be offering, well, they're at 180. And I think at 55%, you're at 190. So you probably could go in with how many days it's been on? 1 day on market, and it's a foreclosure REO. I think go in and offer like 165 and see what you can do. But that's a deal. Whoever sent this one in, go chase it. This is a good one.
Yeah, I was thinking 165 as well.
I like it. I like it a lot.
All right. So Kayla sent over 166 Pontiac Avenue.
166 Pontiac. Okay.
And that's in Cranston, Rhode Island.
166 Pontiac Avenue. Did you ever say you got it Pontiac when you were growing up?
No, I don't know where you got that from.
I don't know. It was a thing.
Some Canadian TV show you watched?
Canadian stuff. Yeah, it's corny. It sounds pretty Canadian. Let's make an adjustment here to our info. Look at that. Gives us everything. It's just like Christmas. All right. So we're 2,000 square feet. So we're above the 385. Let's check this. Got a 1,400 square footer from 1930 that sold at 417. Well, we're north of that. So let's check this out. We got a 27 build at 4.25. We're north of that. Let's keep going. Is there anything higher though? And it doesn't appear. So there's a couple of things that we got to do. Pontiac Avenue is a busy road. So we got to make an adjustment for the busy road. All right. Our high point was 425, but we got to adjust for the busy road, and it's on the busy street. So I'm going to say you're going to need to take 20 grand off for that. So I think that puts you at 400. All right. And look, here's confirmation that we're probably right, because you've got this 86 Pontiac that sold at 385. So, and it's slightly smaller than our subject. So I think 400 right on the nail. If 400 is the ARV, what do you need to offer on it? Well, I think for a 55 build, it's going to need quite a bit of work. So I'd say in this part of Rhode Island, which is a really good part of the country, I'd say 63% is probably where you should be at. So go offer them 250. 250.
Yeah, this one's not on market too, right? So this is negotiating directly with the seller.
Or it could be an agent that hasn't listed it yet. So
or for sale by owner.
Correct.
That's true. You're so insightful, Jamil.
Well, I do a lot of agent outreach, and I get a lot of off-market properties from agents. So I see these all the time, my man, all the time.
Yes, sir. Cool. Well, we got your local handyman. What's your name, man? And he sent over 4623 Carson Street Northeast.
All right.
It's in St. Pete, Florida.
4623 Carson's, you said?
Carson Street.
St. Pete. Okay. Doesn't say how many bedrooms, but with 1,229 square feet, I'm going to assume 3. So 3 bed, 2 bath, single story, 1,229 square foot, built in 56 on a 9,800 square foot lot. let's dive into some comparables. Ooh, we got a lot, but I just want, we got a lot, but I want more. I want all of them. What happened? Ah, look at that. Look at that.
There's a lot of water here.
It looks like a teenager's back. That was funny.
That's exactly what I wasn't thinking.
Oh, that's a good one. All right, so look at this. 700, 2-1. 1159 square feet, so smaller. So that tells us we're north of 700. Let's check this 820 out. That's too big. So we're just north of 700. Let's look at this 940. Too big. Too big. Is there anything else? Is there anything else? Nope. So I'm going to say if that's 700 smaller, you got an extra bedroom. So you got an extra bed and an extra bath. So you take 20 grand there plus more square footage. So I think you could probably call this 750. I think yours is 750. So what do you need to offer if it's a 750 ARV? Um, 65% of that, I'd say go in and offer 485. 485.
I like it. Cool. The next one's from Richard Sedlick, and he's got a property in Phoenix.
Yes, he's awesome. He always finds some good stuff. What's the address, bro?
1701 West Hazelwood Street.
1701 West Hazelwood. All right. We've got a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2157 square foot house, active 25 days, built in 1954. There's no pictures here. So this agent's just like, you know what? Guess.
Good luck.
Yeah. You want to see what it looks like? Guess.
Investor's dream. Look at it in the property remarks right there.
Yes. An investor's dream. A steal below $200 a square foot. How is it a steal if this has been sitting on the market for how many days now? 47 days? 25 days? Market's rejected your price. It's not a steal. You can try reverse psychology on us all you want, agent.
Yeah, that's our friend Jennifer. She's a certified NLP therapist.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Or you're just saying that.
I'm just saying she's trying some Jedi mind
yeah,
tricks
right.
on us.
She's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna trick them. I'm going to trick them. Ooh, look at this 667 over. Here's what you got to know, though, guys. Okay, I'm going to school you to the game here. All right, Phoenix. This part of Phoenix. 15th Avenue is a barrier. 19th Avenue is a barrier. Okay. East of 15th Ave, as you can see here, look at how where these prices are. See that?
Yeah, they jump up.
6s, 5s, 6s, 5s. On the other side of 15th Avenue, we don't get that. So 15th Ave is the barrier to all of these historic districts, which is where you might be pulling your comps from. On the other
that's
side
why
of
it's historic.
There's a lot of historic districts in there, correct? I used to live right here. I lived right in this neighborhood, so I know this area like intimately. Now, 19th Avenue gets pretty sketchy. Like right over here, this intersection right here, any drug you want. Right there. That's what happens. There's a Church's Chicken right on this corner in there. You can get some fried chicken and fentanyl. So,
combo meal.
Yeah. Terrible. So, we got to pull our comps from this side, which I bet you the agent is pulling comps from the wrong part of town, and that's why she thinks this thing is a steal. But let's see on the other side of the ooh, okay, we got this Glen Rosa. So I mean, I think you probably could still hit 600. No. Here we go. But that's a 6-bed, 3-bath. But otherwise, it lines up. So I would want to take off 30 grand for the bedrooms. So that gets you to 5.25. I think that's fair. 5.25 is your ARV. If 5.25 is your ARV for that year of construction, I'd say you probably need to be at 65%. So 525 times 0.65. I'd go offer these guys 340. Richard, go off from 340, bro. Make it happen. Bring it to me. I'll buy it. You go off from 340. I'll take it for 350. Boom.
There you go. You got your buyer lined up. All right. Now we're going to jump into Michigan. And this
Michigan.
is from Etienne.
Mitch again?
Yeah.
What's the address?
I saw there's a commercial here locally and for a golf course, and they're doing their own like social media content. And this girl went up there and she's like, all right. And she's on the mic and she's saying the people that are in this group that are getting ready to go up. And there was Mitch Hedberg and Mitch something. And she's like, all right, Mitches, let's get going here. And obviously it was a play on words, but
yeah, people were like, oh, she said B word.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
All right. The next one is 856 Huntington Drive, and that's in Mount Clemens.
856 Huntington Street. Nope. Yeah,
it does say drive here. ATN, if you could confirm that is drive and not street, that would be helpful.
Let's just see what Zillow shows us.
Did you tried street and drive? Okay.
Yeah.
And those were both in Mount Clemens.
They were, yeah. So let's just see what it is over there.
It's street. He said it's street.
It is?
Yeah. Thank you for your confirmation there.
It's drive.
It says drive there.
It says drive right here.
Was that the same house?
Same house, yeah. Okay. 31-2106, built in 54. Let's see where these sales come in. There it is, 2106 square feet. What do we got? There's a 220, and it is seems very similar in size. Let's look inside. I can tell you by the blue door, it's been remodeled. Zillow doesn't give us picks because Zillow sucks. Let's go back to Privy. At least Privy ain't cheap. So they actually pay to get the photos that Zillow won't pay to get because Zillow's cheap. See, look, you can get all these pics. Oh, that's the wrong one. Took the 245. Okay, we are 1,066 square feet. This is 1,692, so that is not going to work.
Way too big.
Way too big, boy. All right, 21944. That pulls us over 225. Let's look inside and see what it is inside. And you can see butcher block there in the kitchen and a hideous backsplash, but this is remodeled. Now, just because you don't like it doesn't, I mean, Benson, would you know what?
Look at
something tells me that if you had a kitchen that it would look like this.
I have put butcher block on countertops before, and I actually did it by hand. I used hardwood flooring and I put it on countertops. People loved it. I framed it all out. It was pretty sweet. Look at those cabinets are
hardwood. You put hardwood floor on your countertop, dude?
I did.
That's so good.
It worked too. I just trimmed them up and I framed the edges out. It worked out really well.
How many live, laugh, love signs do you have in your house?
I have 0 at the moment.
I respect you.
but
I
I'm
respect
open
you
to
so much.
upgrading.
I respect you so much now.
Yeah,
all right,
this is just like they just did this on their own, right? They put that backsplash up on their own. That countertop, you can get that from Home Depot.
yeah, for
Cabinets are
sure.
original,
Yeah.
so they haven't done much here.
But the ARV on this one, guys, is well, let's go back actually and finish it up because we didn't. So we've got a 3-1. This is a 2-1. We got a little bit more square footage. So I think this is going to push you to about 235. So if 235 is your ARV and we are in Mitch again, we probably need to be at 50%. 235 times 0.5. Go off for 1.7 turn. 1.7 turn. What are they asking? 199. So go offer them 120. 120. I think 125. How many days has it been on market? 37 days on market. 120. Let's go to commercial break.
All right.
Let me tell you a secret. It's cool to watch me comp, but it's even cooler if you know how to do it yourself. So go get Privy right now. Go to runprivy.com. Use code COMPIN, COMPIN, and you're going to get 20% off your first year. Yes, 20% off. Go do it right now. Code COMPIN. Go. Bye.
I like that guy. He's
He
seems pretty
weird.
cool.
He's weird.
All right, next one is 332 Lawrence Street in Sandusky, Ohio. Which I don't know where that's at. Do you know where Sandusky is?
Yeah, isn't he in prison?
Yeah, I think he is there rotting.
What's the address?
332 Lawrence Street.
I mean, you know, he's made the entire name Sandusky just, you know,
Yeah, I just ruined it
ruined it
for generations.
Yeah.
It looks like it's on the water there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, there's no information.
Yeah, it's one of those
Can't get
counties.
square footage. Let's just see if there's anything else on Zillow. Sometimes it's always, guys, just so you know, it's important to just check, right? To just check sometimes. Look, see here, this has been remodeled. Why are we looking at this?
Your screen didn't change.
Oh. Uno momento, por favor. Benson Juarez. Incredible opportunity to rehab this 5-unit mixed-use building previously used as 4 apartments plus 1 commercial. Property has fire damage. It was 60% renovated in 2022 before the fire. The damaged unit is gutted out and completely repairable. Structure itself is in good shape. Potential for 10 beds and 5 baths. Yeah, this is I need a lot more detail than what we have here because it's a commercial multifamily property. So sorry guys, we're only doing SFRs on this right now. This has to be comped using the income approach because it's more than 4 units. So
that price makes it very interesting.
It does. Yeah, it could be. I mean, there could be a great deal there, but I just can't tell you what it's worth.
Interesting. And that being that close to the water too, I wonder if there's a like a pad split angle there you could do.
Possibly, yeah, or turn it into like a little boutique Airbnb hotel kind of deal, you know?
Yeah, I like it.
All right.
Very cool. Next? All right, what do we got here? Next one is in Texas. It's from Lee. 1602 Bel Air, Bellaire Boulevard. It's in Alvin.
Simon Theodore. Don't get it?
I do. Yeah, I used to watch the Chipmunks all the time, man.
Okay, so just saying, when you have a house that's got some of these updates in here, typically what happens is you've got a seller who thinks they've got the nicest house in Babylon. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, you got to switch back over your screen there, sir.
Thank you for that, Benson. Sometimes I'm just not all the way in my body. All right. 1602 Belair Boulevard, 4-bed, 2-bath, single-story house with a 2-car garage, 1766 square feet, 133 days on market. So probably what I thought, right? You got a crazy person who's just not listening to their agent or even the offers or even the market on pricing, because it's just been sitting there. And I was saying, when you have these houses with like minor updates done, like you can see this, they got the most budget ass floor out of Home Depot that they could have gotten, the most budget ass tile, the most budget ass countertop, but their opinion is this house is remodeled. Okay. Like they think this is like the nicest house in Babylon, and it's not. So what is it worth? Let's see. So you got a 3.2. What's the size of this guy? We're 1766. This one is unlisted. This is 299. Okay, so we got a fully remodeled one at 299er, but it's 200 square feet bigger. So that probably pushes us to about 275. Let's see if we got any other confirmation here on that. There's a 255 right here. That's 1,500 square feet. So that also confirms our 275. Anything else? And I mean, here's a 275, but it's 1,900 square feet. So let's look inside it. Oh, you're not going to get around this guy. No. Oh my gosh. The appraiser's going to hold on to this one like it's a newborn baby. 275. It's
that's solid.
puts you at 260. I think this puts you at 260 because you're smaller than this one. So,
but an extra bedroom.
But we're so much bigger than this. Yeah, 265. 265. We're landing at 265. If 265 is the ARV, what do you got to offer? We are in Alvin, Texas. It's listed at 190. Go off from one. And hold on. How many days on market is this thing? Because that's going to be indicative of 133 days on market. You go offer these guys 140. 140.
I like it.
Yep.
That was a good comp too. Like they can't argue with that comp.
Right? I think that was right on the money.
Mm-hmm. So Danielle has one for us that's in San Jacinto. It's 1603 Arroyo, Arroyo Viejo Drive. So
how dope was Owners Club retreat, Benson?
Oh man, I'm still reeling from it, bro.
Wasn't that
like I just wish that would be my life all the time. I wish I could just do that.
Me too, dude.
All the time. Like it was insane.
This guy has more cars than me. Whoa.
Nicer too.
Oh, that's good. All right. 322 car garage, 1,470 square feet, 316 days on market. This person's out of their flipping mind. 349,999,999. Why? Oh, it needs some cosmetic repairs. I mean, okay, that looks a little cosmetic-y. This guy is a dirty dude. Look at this guy. When's the last time you did dishes in there, old pal? Wow. This is the kind of guy I think picks his nose and wipes his boogers under his couch.
Yeah, he's like He's like right around the corner from starting to collect magazines and just piling those things up all over the place.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What do you think this room smells like?
I don't know, but I guarantee you there's cats in there.
Oh my god. Okay, let's see what this thing should be worth. You know, we have fun on here, guys. It's not just all comping houses. It's comping houses and telling jokes. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like our jokes, tell your own.
Yeah, put them in the chat. But it's a good lesson though too. Like, this is a stressful business. Like, you could make it fun, or you could make it really stressful and you could lose all your hair and you could just burn out. Like, find a way to make it fun.
Look at this. It's a model match, Benson. A model match. Wow. Wow. You know, I had this dresser.
Did you?
Once upon a time. I like pink.
All right.
We do like pink. Okay. Yeah, fully remodeled. Okay, it's a model match. By the way, look at this.
That's
445, 90 build, 1470 square feet. Model match at 445. Okay, we're in San Jacinto, California. I think you need to be at 65% of that. 445 times 0.65 tells you the 289er. What are we listed at? 349. Go offer them 290. They've been on the market almost a year. If this guy gives you any flack, you say to him, sir, your house has been on the market almost an entire year. What are you doing?
Yeah.
290. Get it done.
They got to figure it out. I have a suspicion that they're way over leveraged and they have to list it where it's at so they can pay off the mortgage and not do a short sale.
True.
We don't know.
True.
All right. So the next one, we got time for maybe one or two more.
Let's get it.
1015.
You know, we push the envelope over here, bro. We want to get as many in as we can. What's the address?
1015 East Northern Avenue. It's in Phoenix.
Oh, yeah. 1015 East Northern Avenue. What is it? Two bed, two-story condo. 1974 build. 598 square foot lot. But it don't matter because you don't got a lot when you got a condo.
2 bed, 1.5
Sometimes
is what
these
says.
condos they're easier to do on this other. I hate going there, but the thing is when you're doing condos and townhomes, you want to pull your comp from the building itself if you can, and they're usually pretty good with. And this just sold at the height of the guys. This sold at the height of the market at 255. Just saying, okay. The likelihood of this thing being priced appropriately is extremely low. Okay, you got a 345, 1238 square footer. What's this? 328, 1304.
It's all in the same building, right?
It is. All right. Well, then it'll at least tell us our dollar per square foot. So let's go back. 345. Let's look inside. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, that's very nice. Okay, let's do the math. 345,000 divided by 1238. That takes us to 278 a foot. And our subject is 1,008. That gets you to 280,000. 280,000 is your ARV, and they bought it for 255. Maybe you're going to get this sub 2. If you're looking at this as a creative sub 2, there's probably an opportunity there for you. If you're looking at this as a fix and flip cash offer, it's not going to happen.
Nope.
On we
All
go.
right. Next one is in Georgia. You got
Georgia?
4356 Stonington Circle in Dunwoody, Georgia.
4356 Stony?
Stonington. Stoning, Stoning.
4356 Stonington Circle, Dunwoody, Georgia. 5-bedroom. Doesn't tell us how many baths, but I'm going to assume at least 3. 2-car garage, 2794 square feet. Was bought in 2017 at 410. Built in 1966. This looks like a beautiful little area there. Look at the woods behind it. My gosh. Earth is so pretty.
How profound.
Yeah. What a beautiful place.
About a third of an acre. It's a good sized property.
It is. Not a lot to see here though. Let's not a ton. There ain't a ton popping up.
See, this is one of those rural areas, right? Where there's not a lot of activity in and around here because you got larger lots, lots of forest. So this might be one of those scenarios where you have to make that comp zone larger because it's a half a mile out of the box.
Let's see what happens if we pull it up over here. If there's anything different. It's, oh my God, look at the condition of this thing, Benson. Friends, you are not looking at a wholesale opportunity. This is not going to be a wholesale deal. Maybe creative, but this is not a wholesale cash opportunity. There's no chance. 0. There's a 557, 2608. What's our size again? 27 something? 2794. Okay. Let's look over there at this 670. I mean, let's look inside this one. No pics. But I think that gets you to 670 on your ARV. I don't believe that there's going to be much more that you can. There's no cash deal there, so maybe it's creative. I'm not sure. Owners, you know what the first rule of Owners Club is? Don't talk about it.
And you just did.
What you can do though is at Squat Up Summit 2025, because Owners Club is closed. But at Squat Up Summit 2025, a few spots might open. But you know what, Benson? We are capped in Owners Club at how many people we have. We're actually 7 over where our cap is. And somebody has to leave for someone else to get in. And after what you've been, or die. And after what you saw on this last retreat, what's the likelihood that someone doesn't come back in 25?
I don't see any good reason why they wouldn't stay. Like, this is like no other group. I've been in probably 10 masterminds, dude. And either been in them or I've seen them like as a presenter or as like a sponsor. There's nothing like this out there. Nothing.
Like nothing.
No. The practical, like hands-on training and learning was unprecedented. The opportunity to build your real estate business at the same time you're seeing business opportunities all within the same group. Oh my God. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I'm so grateful that you're a part of it, dude. Seeing you support us and come in and be in there means a lot to Pace and I for sure. And it lets us see our tribe. We get to be around the folks that we know vibe with us and we get to be business partners in our new
I
national title
know.
company, which is insane. It's
And I want to
insane,
say
dude.
something too, and I don't know if this is relevant, but it means something to me. Like I did this on my own. This isn't Privy sponsored. Like I didn't come
Right,
into Owners Club as on Privy's ticket, like my company. I'm
right.
like, this is mine, man. Like I'm
Yeah,
not doing this with the company. I'm doing this for me, and I want to
yeah.
be part of this, and I want to be part of the community. So I took that extra leap.
That's so cool, dude. That is so cool. I didn't know that. I thought maybe they would have helped or, um, covered the expense. But now even knowing that, it means like that much more because this was your personal choice. You're like, no, I rock with these dudes, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
I love you, bro. This was fun,
Love you
man. We
too,
got to
man.
do more episodes with Benson, guys. Give it up for Benson in the chat. How do people get a hold of you, bro? Like, how do you want to be? Because you've got some guys. I don't know if you guys know this, but Benson's been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. He's got some really, really great tools that he's been working with and developing to help wholesalers in their businesses. And so, Benson, what would be a great way for people to come and learn more about all the cool stuff that you got going on?
Social. I mean, I've got my podcast cranking now. We're up to 30 episodes. I've got like 50
Hell yeah.
recorded.
Am I on? Have I done an episode with you yet?
You haven't yet, but I will be speaking with Yvette and
Okay.
getting something like that scheduled in the near future. I wanted to really get a good base before I asked that favor of you because you're so
All good.
you're being pulled in all million directions, right?
I'm happy to do your podcast though, bro.
Yeah, thank you so much. I put my socials in the chat there, you guys. So I'm on TikTok, Benson at REI, Instagram, all the YouTube stuff is the podcast. We also publish those on Apple and Spotify. But some really good guests, like amazing stories, just like inspirational stuff, like having to do with real estate investing, but also like entrepreneurship and business and inspiration. Like, please check it out. You're gonna love it.
Amazing. LSM Strength said, somebody just sent you a seller finance deal. Send me a DM on IG, and if I can help, I will. Happy to. Guys, we'll be back here again on Sunday, 4 p.m. for another episode of Straight Out of Compin. Until then, keep working on it because if you get good at this, you'll rule the world. See you Sunday.
yeah.
Later, bitches.